And welcome back to the Daily Wrap. It's potluck time. This is the part of the show where we go around the table and share our favorite stories of the day. We always start with the person wearing orange, so Heather Hansen.
That's why I try to wear orange every day, so I can go first.
We noticed.
Go ahead, Pumpkin.
There was an article. There was an article in. I like Pumpkin. There was an article in today's Daily Beast about where what looks like is going to be coming, which is a federal mandatory minimum requirements for low-level offenses are going to be decreased or done away with altogether. And I think that there's bipartisan support for that. It looks like it's going to happen. But this article in the Daily Beast talked about the people who are against it, and two of them are Senator Grassley and Senator Feinstein, and said that it's because they're old that they're against it. They both happen to be 81 years old. I just disagree with that. I think you've got the Koch brothers joining up with the ACLU in a coalition to try to make this happen.
Soros.
Right, and they're what, 74 and 76 or something? I think it has maybe more to do with your experience. You know, the thing about Senator Grassley and Senator Feinstein is they both had experience in the criminal system.
They were both prosecutors.
Right, and they both had seen sort of the seedy side, and it was maybe a different era, but I don't think it's based solely on age that you want to see this type of thing happen. I think you see across party lines where people are saying, enough of filling up our court systems, filling up our prisons, and not rehabilitating these people based on really, really minor offenses. But do you guys see any reason to make an argument that it's based on age? I mean, I think the article said, "Get out of the way, Grandpa."
It makes no sense to me. I don't think I think you're right. It doesn't have anything to do with age. I think probably you hit it with that it was their era, and a lot of things went on behind the scenes, and you had to be strict, and you had to have some kind of process put into place. It doesn't work now.
Yeah, there's got to be some discretion for the judges.
I'm going to spoil the whole show because I agree with Heather completely on this. Look, first of all, it's not only a stupid allegation, it's offensive.
Well, yeah,
these people are not stupid. I may not agree with Senator Grassley very often, but he's not stupid. They have a different point of view. And as you point out, David Koch and George Soros aren't exactly spring chickens. It has nothing to do with that. The reality is it is time for that to go. Don't bother electing judges if you're not going to give them the freedom to make those decisions. All it has done is overstuff our prison systems.
Go ahead.
It's so rare to have an issue where people are coming together and to see those people, the Koch brothers and George Soros, come together and then to find another reason to sort of try and separate us. I just think it's problematic. I really like the fact that we're coming together to make some changes here, and I would like to see that continue in other areas.
And I would be interesting, and maybe you have some statistics on this, but it would be interesting to see what it's like about the number of people who go through that system and they go to prison or whatever. That makes them worse. They end up back there instead of becoming productive parts of the society.
Yeah, absolutely.
Agreed.
Right.
And on that note, Susan, you're our second chef.
Oh, well, I'm going to talk about women, actually, and the Silicon Valley. In the New York Times today, there was an article about a Harvard-educated lawyer went to work for one of the biggest Silicon Valley venture capital firms as a junior partner. She was doing all sorts of hard work, even helping the CEO write his speeches and being groomed to become a partner. And she was terminated. And so she is suing now. And I mean, it's a good old boys network. The Silicon Valley, fewer than 4% of venture capitalists are women. So why are we not seeing women-owned firms get funded? Because there aren't enough women in those places. I think she's got a great case. Some of the activity that went on internally is just egregious. Sexual harassment and what she was expected to do. And so I think that, we need to shed light on this. It's not just the Silicon Valley, it's all across the country. It's in the corporate boardrooms. I can tell you myself, I raised venture capital, and I was actually told by one venture capitalist that I was too attractive to be a CEO and to be funded.
I completely agree with you.
Oh, well, thank you. So, and actually Washington University did an interesting study. They took two businesses, business plans, financials, everything, and put it in front of groups of VCs. The only difference was one was Sally and one was Joe, and you know what? The investors were ready to invest in Joe's business, but very few thought Sally's business was strong enough to get the
You know
funding.
what's interesting about that? Aren't women better educated? Don't they do better in school?
Sure.
52% of all law school graduates are women.
women now.
You know, the majority of the graduate degrees are women, and yet only like 5% now of women-owned businesses ever cross over the $1 million threshold in annual revenue. One of the reasons, they can't get that fast growth funding they
But
need.
what do you think is it going to take to make that breakthrough? Because I look up to so many women who went before me in the world of litigation, which was a similar world for a long time, where it was a man's world, but there has been a breakthrough, and I don't face that at all. So what is it going to take to do that in that world?
Well, you probably had some role models. So I think we're going to have to get women in the VC decision-making process. That's going to make a
One
difference.
quick
Rick
correction
Cronenberg.
so we don't get in trouble. Alleged behavior inside of the
Oh, yes,
firm.
you're right. I'm
So
sorry.
it
I'm a
hasn't gone
lawyer,
to
but I
court
haven't
yet.
practiced in ages. So.
Well, that was a fascinating first two rounds that we had there, and we're going to go to our main course with Rick Unger and dessert with me as Potluck continues here on the Daily Wrap only on Newsmax TV. And welcome back to Daily Wrap, everybody. I'm your host, Joe Conchin. If you're just joining us, we're in the middle of our potluck, where we share our favorite stories of the day. Rick Unger, a culinary masterpiece, I have a feeling tonight.
So, the new numbers are out this morning, employment numbers. Again, another pretty darn good month. I think we hit roughly 290,000 new jobs. The unemployment rate went down again, but I don't give that much
5.5%,
credence.
Rick.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm still from the school of that's really got more to do with people not looking for work anymore, so I don't like to make a fuss of that. But it did bring something to my mind that's been occupying my thoughts lately. I can't help but wonder, and I want to know what all of you think. Did the president make a mistake? Once he got into office, and you could have just said yes, by the way. Once he got into office and realized the situation we were in economically, he had all the data. Should he not have gone before the country and said, folks, this is the worst economic situation we've had since the Great Depression, which it was. This is going to take a while. Would he not have set the country up better? You know, Americans are funny. You tell us we got a problem, we will deal with it. Leading us to believe that it might be over or fixed by the next election is probably not the best strategy. Would we all have been better off if he had said, this is going to take a while. It might be, if I'm here for 2 terms, it might take all of that. By doing that, he would have set himself up as the hero instead of the ghost.
So you're saying in 2008,
Yeah.
if he went before the American people,
Well, 2009, once he had been in office for a few
Once he
months,
was- okay.
and he had a chance to really see the data.
and he says, guess what? Instant gratification Americans. By 2015, we'll be
It's
back
going to take
in the
a while.
high life again.
But he's
But
got to
you know
tell you,
what,
it's going
Joe?
to take a while.
That would have been transparent and
Yeah.
honest, and that is not his strong suit. So I don't think it would have happened just because of that. I do agree with you. I think Americans can deal with the truth. It's like
Right.
if you're waiting on a plane and they tell you you're going to be 20 minutes from now, you wait patiently. But if you don't know, you get impatient.
And if it takes less time, he's a bigger
Right.
hero.
Yeah.
So, Susan, in 2009, if he says that, if I'm Mitt Romney in 2012,
Right.
I say, all right, you got to still wait another 3 years before we get to the promised land.
That's true. It would have been political suicide, I think, in my opinion. But I don't think he really knew that it was going to take that much time. And secondly, I think he thinks we're all pretty stupid. So if he kept telling us over and over again that it's getting better, it's going to get better, that we just believe it, just like he shoved
Well, but it did
Obamacare
get
down our
better.
throats.
It did get better.
Right.
And it is better.
Well,
That's
debatable.
I
oh,
don't
come
know
on. No,
whether
it's
he
really
did.
not debatable. That's the problem. You know, when things are bad, no point in my side saying otherwise.
Well,
but it
I
really
think
is
it's-
not debatable.
I think it's better despite him, not because
That could be.
Okay,
But you can't say it's debatable. It's not
wages are the
debatable.
problem, though. They're
The
only up
wages
I
and
have a
those-
problem with
below
that, too.
2% over 1
Although
year.
that's
those
something-
job numbers were what they were. Those are low-paying jobs. They're not the big
Well,
jobs.
actually, they're actually better than they were a year ago in terms of the quality. But I agree, they don't pay enough.
And it's because
But
of the
nobody blames the president for low-paying jobs. I think we all know where to look for that. We have a president who's been pushing an increase in the minimum wage. Pretty tough to pin. It's your fault. There's low-paying jobs. So.
That's true. So, speaking of low paying, we'll have to end it on that note. Oh, boy. So, I'm going to talk about something that's very near and dear to my heart. Not sure if you remember this advertising phenomenon from that year, 2009.
That's right! Get on your Snuggie!
With Snuggie, you can talk on the phone, use your remote, or enjoy your favorite book. With oversized sleeves to give you total freedom, while you stay wrapped in extra soft warmth and comfort. Super large, one size fits all, so you stay warm from head to toe. And with Snuggie, you can get up and still stay warm.
Snuggie!
Perfect for men, women, and children love them too.
Snuggie!
It takes the chill out of drafty dorm rooms and keeps you cozy and warm outdoors too. Ideal for sporting events because Snuggie keeps you totally warm and your hands stay free.
Yeah, I remember. Like it was yesterday.
I want to take a nap.
Yeah, these things are impossibly not comfortable. Okay, it doesn't really hang on you. I mean, the design is just crazy. Well, guess what happened just over the past week? Apparently, Snuggie has been robbing you. So what they did during these commercials is they say, you buy one Snuggie, you get another one free. What they didn't tell you, that the processing and handling, you were charged twice for. And that's a big no-no. So they got to pay up $7.5 million as a result of misleading their customers on this wonderful product.
Do you imagine that Snuggie could be more comfortable if you didn't have a tie on underneath it?
This is how I usually wear it to bed.
Oh, I
Supposed
see.
to be
Okay.
clothless underneath your Snuggie.
Is that how you wear your Snuggie, Heather?
I was going to say maybe
I don't
pajamas,
have one
but
yet. I don't
Heather,
know.
I tell you, I
that's how it
think the
goes.
girls are going to love you when you go to the bar after the show. That's all I'm saying, you know.
Wearing your Snuggie?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It's a hot number over there.
Susan,
Yes.
how do you think I met my wife?
Oh.
I said, let's go Snuggie together.
Oh,
Did you buy
what
one,
a
get one
line.
free, and she has the other?
Yeah, but then I couldn't afford to take her to
course.
dinner because I had to pay for processing
Why
and
does your
handling.
So you
Snuggie
are
remind me of Mickey Mouse and Fantasia? You look like the
That's
wizard.
absolutely
It does,
right.
yeah.
You
Let's
need
go
the
for
hat.
Carolina Blue.
You need the hat.
Yeah.
That's the
So
only way to go.
anyway, Snuggie probably you could get it at Kmart, by the way, and it's vastly
Snuggie,
overcharged.
no.
Anyway, that's all the time we have for this comfortable segment. But yay or nay is next. This is the Daily Wrap only on Newsmax TV.